Hi everyone, I'm Lucy from Japan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about what they really are about Prince Akishino, also known as Prince Fumihito, and his wife Kiko, who attended the coronation of King Charles of the United Kingdom from Japan. Prince Akishino is the younger brother of Emperor Naruhito, and Akishino always has a bad reputation among the Japanese public. At this coronation, the British royal family broke with a 900-year-old tradition and announced that they would invite the head of state, longtime friend of King Charles. So, according to the announcement by the Imperial Household Agency, the coronation invitation was addressed to Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako, but the invitation was snatched away by Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko, saying that Japan will follow the old tradition of the emperor not attending the coronation. The cost of the coronation visit was said to be 230 million Japanese yen, which is almost equal to 1.7 million US dollars paid from the public taxpayers' money. Many of us have questioned whether it was worth such a high cost for Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko to attend the UK coronation. With such an amount of money, we can help so many poor people who are suffering from economic depression. Today, I'd like to share with you a video interview about the truth of Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko. This interview video was filmed right after the coronation ceremony. Just after Prince Akishino and Kiko returned from Westminster Abbey to the hotel where they are staying by car, a Japanese TV reporter directly interviewed them on the street in front of the hotel as they were getting out of the car. Normally, due to strict press restriction by the Imperial Household Agency, prior permission is required for the press to interview members of the imperial family, and questions must be submitted in advance. And in such press conference, imperial family will only speak about the question to which they have prepared answers in advance. And in most cases, a draft of the answers has been prepared. Therefore, this interview is kind of happening. It was not prepared interview. The video is very short, but it is very rare that this Japanese reporter succeeded in conducting an interview out of the blue. So first of all, please watch this video.
殿下お疲れ様です。日本からです。ちょっといいですか、一言。お疲れ様です。戴冠式はどんな様子でしたか。
とても荘厳で、あと喜びに満ちた、いいお式だったと。そう思いました。
昨日のレセプションでは陛下のメッセージは国王とかにはきちんと伝わったとお考えですか。いかがですか。
たくさんの方とお会いになってらっしゃいます。だからねあれですけども私からはお伝えいたしました。
妃殿下式はどうでしたか。一番印象的だったシーンを教えてもらってもいいですか。
どれも印象的でした。
ありがとうございます。
非常に音楽とかも素晴らしかったと思います。
Okay, let's talk about my impression of this interview. First of all, since our conversation were in Japanese, I think it is difficult for foreign people to understand whether they are speaking properly or not. So I will start with this. In a second question, which was, do you think that you properly conveyed Emperor Naruhito's message to King Charles? And Prince Akishino's answer was missing the subject, and even in the middle of the answer, we do not understand what he was trying to say. His answer sounded like he conveyed it, but not sure whether King Charles received or understood Emperor Naruhito's message or not. Since the biggest mission of the Prince Akishino was to properly convey Emperor Naruhito's message to King Charles, because he was sent to the coronation on his behalf, it seems very irresponsible for him not answering clearly about his important mission. What disappointed me the most was Kiko's reaction and comment. She was asked how was the coronation, which is a super easy question to answer. Everyone can make any comments after attending such a wonderful, traditional, and memorial ceremony. The answer could be anything like, it was so great, it was so wonderful, or maybe it was my great honor to be there on behalf of Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako, or blah blah blah. Any comment was okay. If this was a difficult question to answer, like what do you think about Harry and Meghan's relationship with the British royal family, it is understandable that she needs to be silent for a few seconds in search of the right answer not to hurt both Harry and Meghan and the British royal family. But this time, the question was so easy. Kiko was standing hidden behind Prince Akishino, and when she was asked the question, she thought for nearly 10 seconds and finally said something, but her voice was too quiet and it sounded like a whisper. I think she was speaking some Japanese, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was looking at Prince Akishino's face to see what to say, and eventually it seemed Akishino was telling her the answer in a whisper, the word of wonderful in Japanese. So I guess she answered something like, it was wonderful, or like that. If she was still a small child, this kind of behavior would be acceptable, but she's already in her mid-50s. She should have been mentally independent and answer the reporter with her own opinions, thoughts, and impressions. She comes across as someone who can't think for herself. Her behavior was very embarrassing for me to watch her representing Japan. I don't expect the royal family to be perfect, but as a member of the Imperial family, I believe that diplomacy and communication skills are necessary for her. It is so disappointing that she couldn't even give a suitable answer for this kind of quick and easy interview after having intercepted the invitations of the Emperor and Empress. I want her to understand that the coronation is not a fashion show or an event to stand out. Kiko is well known in Japan because she is super demanding and yells at employees and officers for minor mistakes. She gets so grumpy when stuck in a traffic that she sometimes kicks the driver's seat out of the back seat. While she demands perfection from her staff, she herself is not only perfect, but not even close to the qualified level. And since the question was asked in Japanese, it would have been easy for her to answer. If the question had been asked in English by a foreign media, she might have needed a few seconds to translate her thought into English in her head. But in my opinion, even if the question was being asked in English, I want the Imperial family to respond immediately without hesitation. Kiko is not a newcomer who joined a member of the Imperial family a week ago, but she has been a member of the Imperial family for 34 years. And the only reason she gave birth to the boy 16 years ago was because she wanted to be at the top of the Imperial family. Her goal is to become the Empress, which I never let that happen. And if so, what has she been doing for the past 34 years? I don't think she has made any effort at all to live up to her position. Has she just been enjoying a luxurious lifestyle every day without making any effort? I would say people who just live a luxurious life using their position in the Imperial family without making any efforts are tax vampires. The Japanese people cannot respect or support such a family. According to the Japanese major media, every time they report that all members of the Akishino family speak fluent English, and when foreign royalty visit them, they communicate in English with no interpreter. and this was their first official visit to the United Kingdom. It was the best time for them to show off their excellent English skills. Even in Japan today, the chaste wife who obeys her husband is outdated. Is she playing the role of a chaste wife who obeys her husband in this interview? To me, Kiko seems to be just a useless person who has no idea of her own. No matter how much they restrict the press and control the media to report what suits them, their lack of ability and their inappropriate behavior will be exposed at once when they go abroad. And the most frightening thing is that this Kiko is giving her son Prince Hisahito an imperial education. This is a kind of joke, but not a joke for Japanese. It is hard to believe that he will become the great emperor in the future after being educated by such an useless mother. But if the laws of Japan are not changed, the robot-like Prince Hisahito, raised by his mother, will become the emperor simply because he is a man. I wonder why Japanese politicians do not face to the reality and work to change the law. Last year, Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako of Japan visited the United Kingdom for the state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, and they stayed at Claridge's, one of the most prestigious hotels in the UK. At the time, 4 rooms were reserved, including the rooms for the staff who took care of their personal needs. The hotel cost $95,000 in total for 4 days and 2 nights, or $7,400 per night per room. In the case of Prince Akishino attending the coronation, they stayed in the same hotel as the emperor, but reserved the entire floor to my surprise. It is said to have cost 2 or 4 times more than the stay of the emperor, and all the staff members accompanying him stayed at the same hotel, but it is questionable whether it was necessary for all of them to stay in the same hotel, $7,400 per night per room. The reason these two, Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko, are so hated by the Japanese is their behavior. They spend more money than the emperor and empress, and they demand to be treated better than the emperor, but make no effort to acquire the education and behavior to meet their status. Furthermore, most TV news did not report the fact that one of the accompanying staff members caught COVID-19 before leaving for the United Kingdom, and the staff member canceled the visit. And even though Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko might catch the virus from him, but they did not reveal this information and visited England. What would they have done if they had infected King Charles or other royalty they came in contact with at the coronation? It could have ruined this important ceremony. When I think about the return of the $1.7 million they have spent on the coronation, it seems to me that we are just throwing away the taxpayers' money. But if there was a return, it would be that there were many scenes which revealed the truth of Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko's shameful behavior was broadcast to the world. That's all I would like to say today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like the video. And if you want to know more truths of Japanese imperial family, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.